I don't know why we all couldn't just let it be. We're looking for answers I don't want to see. Then why does it have to
Hi everybody, welcome to It's Talky, where we're gonna talk. You might have guessed that, but it's about It's Walky. And I'm here with Scanner. Say hello.
Hello, it's me, Scanner, they, them.
Yeah, and it's me, Tasserel. He, him. But first, as always, should we talk about this week in movies?
Absolutely, we should. What's going on? What's moving?
A bunch of movies that I do not remember, honestly.
Yeah, these are fake films. The Watcher. Bring It
number
On,
one is
Nurse Bay.
Yeah, number one, The Watcher. A detective relocates after failing to catch a serial killer. Once settled, the killer resurfaces in a new city and keeps sending him photos of future victims. Spooky.
This looks like a fake poster, also.
Yeah.
Like this is a poster that would appear on a DVD within a film, when they have to have fake movies in the background.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. After that, we got number two, Bring It On. It's a high school cheerleading championship.
Maybe this was the end of history, because this is just a real dead end of culture.
Oh well, this one's about the difference between black cheerleaders and white cheerleaders.
Yeah, I mean it's finally time to address that issue.
Nurse Betty looks like nothing. We're not going to even bother with that one. It's got a fake poster too. And then there's Space Cowboys, which is trying to do Apollo 13, but with old people.
Mm. Yeah, that's so fucking old in that movie. Is that directed by Clint Eastwood, or is he just in that?
I think he's just in it.
Oh no, it was directed by him.
Oh, okay. Makes sense why there's a bunch of old people in it then.
Yeah.
But of all of these, there are a few movies further down that are very important to culture. One of them, Highlander Endgame. It's important for being the worst film ever for a while for a certain class of people.
Yeah, how so? I'm not familiar.
It is... Okay, it takes the, Highlander premise, mm-hmm. and it just... The space becomes involved.
Okay.
Also, there's X-Men.
Yeah, that's a pretty important film in terms of the impact that's going to have on the movies that get made after this.
Yeah, it takes until about 2008 for the full effects of it to be felt, but
yeah, because it's not the first superhero movie, or first even big one, because the Raimi Spider-Man's come up before this, right? Well, at least the first one does, I think. I'd have to check.
Around now, anyway.
Yeah, around this time. So we have around this time Raimi Spider-Man and the first X-Men, and they're hits. They do very well, and then that leads to more X-Men movies, more Spider-Man movies, and more attempts at adapting comic book characters and superhero stuff. Most of which fail up until, as you allude to, 2008.
You get an Elektra movie. Nobody was calling for an Elektra movie.
Yeah, when I say fail, I don't mean that they didn't make money, because a lot of them did. A lot of them also lost money. Yeah. It's just that they were not generally critically well received, and they all struggled to get more than one sequel.
And then we got Gladiator, which invented the a guy walking through a field of wheat, touching the wheat genre of movies and video games.
True, actually.
Anything set in Rome cannot resist at least one scene where a guy walks through a field of wheat.
What if there was a guy who fought people, he fighted, but also he was sad sometimes?
Is he a god?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't think that has a bunch of legs.
Yeah, that's how we can one-up Gladiator, is if the fighting was even more epic.
I mean, what if we get the guy from Stargate to voice him?
Yeah.
Look, he's got a good voice.
It's a damn good voice. They don't ask too much of him in that first God of War game. Mostly just yelling and stuff, but it's a good fucking yell.
It is. But yeah, should we move on to the Hot 100?
Absolutely, we should. What's going on? What's listening?
Janet Jackson's here.
Nice.
Doesn't really matter.
What doesn't? Why doesn't that matter?
And also Madonna's here, number 2, with Music, the most generic name you can think of for a song.
Yeah, I mean it's a great idea because if you look up on like Google Madonna music, you're gonna find a single.
Not necessarily this single, but you're gonna find a single.
Yeah, it's a great way to for people to discover the rest of your oeuvre, is to make the hit unsearchable.
Destiny's Child still here with Jumpin' Jumpin', and also we've got some bands that have guitars.
Yeah,
Bent by Matchbox 20 and Kryptonite by Three Doors Down.
Mm-hmm. There's also a couple Creed songs on here.
Yeah, Kryptonite is important because that's required for every AMV involving Superman. And so what do you see that pops out
on this list?
Yeah,
no, there's a lot of things here I'm not familiar with. I don't remember any of these songs. most of these bands. I don't know who Mystical is.
Sure, you wouldn't remember who NSYNC or Britney Spears are.
Yeah, I mean I know those. It's like, what do I have to say about those? NSYNC made music in 2000. It wasn't very good.
Wait, you don't know the entire discography of Leanne Rimes?
No, I hate to say.
But yeah, that's music. But what about in good music?
In good music, so once again, I'm like slightly out of sync with the actual webcomic, because we're not through the 2000s yet in this part. So if you want to know what's coming out, just go listen to the previous episode again. That said, I do have 3 news items from the year 2000 that I want to talk about because they're all linked. So in April, we have Metallica suing Napster, which people may be familiar with, if not because they were there, but maybe because they've seen the animation that got made of this. But yeah, this was notable because this was like not even that long into Napster like being around. Metallica, as well as like Dr. Dre, and then like a few other artists later on, sued Napster for illegally sharing their music, or at least facilitating the sharing of it. They also sued, funnily enough, several universities, including Indiana University of Rumi's fame, for allowing this to happen because where were most people sharing this music? It was in universities because that's where the computers were and people smart enough to learn how to do this. This sort of succeeded. It did not succeed in like shutting down Napster, but it did draw a lot of attention to it, which would later like lead to it not being shut down but changing into something else. And I think, and it's also like noteworthy for the backlash that happened towards Metallica as well as Dr. Dre and again to other people to a lesser extent for going after what a lot of people liked as a service, which was the ability to just get music for free.
Yeah, you could get songs that were mislabeled and never know it, and until years later, there's like, no, that the Legend of Zelda song was not System of the Down.
And also just like like understandable anger at the fact that like the most noteworthy like band like going after this was already comprised of millionaires. It's like, you don't need the money. Why are you doing this? And of course, the fact that they have millions of dollars is how they were able to like have the case in the first place. So it
made everybody saint angered at them.
Yeah. So it's the internet loves piracy, and I'm not going to get the internet down on piracy, but also it's like it's easy to understand why musicians wouldn't like it, especially in 2000 when it was getting harder and harder to make money off of music. But Metallica didn't need the money. They didn't need to get that mad.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. It's noteworthy because it was the first time that like an artist had like sued a peer-to-peer service, because previously it would have been record labels and stuff, which does lead into the second article I have, which is that EMI and Time Warner abandoned their merger, mostly just because they thought it wasn't worth the effort, like trying to fight like the European Commission and stuff. who at the time still had anti-monopoly laws. Later on they wouldn't, which is why EMI then got bought by UMG a few years later.
Yeah, remember when mergers were stopped if they were like too monopolistic?
Yeah.
Weird time.
And then third article is Napster. I forget exactly the legal terms of this, but so I'm just going to say signs a contract with BMG, the music label, and starts its shift away from being a like illegal like download peer-to-peer service to being a like subscription service for legal downloads. BMG would like put their stuff on, and then later like EMI and Time Warner and UMG and all the rest of the like big labels would like start putting their stuff on there, so that you could pay to get it instead of, you know, not pay to get it illegally. And I don't know, I think between these like
yeah, there just weren't a lot of options to legally download an MP3 back in the day. Mm-hmm. And unless you're a Radiohead fan, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think these three like big events in 2000 are notable because it's the sort of downswing of the power of like record labels and more into the hands of essentially service providers, people who facilitate the buying of music rather than a record label being the one who facilitates, you know, what you can and can't get. Increasingly, they just become like archives of music that you then access through, firstly, iTunes, and then later on, you know, Spotify, YouTube Music. That's not for a while, of course. There's other services in between. But like
it takes a while for like there to be enough internet in the pipes to be able to just constantly stream music.
Yeah. But like if like you want to know how we got from, you know, people buying CDs to people like listening to music on Spotify, this is like one of the big steps, I think.
Also, it's one of the big steps into like how BitTorrent became a thing. Because like the big thing for Napster was that you could download it from other people at the same time, and then LimeWire like helped like expand that, and then BitTorrent turned it into a protocol that could be done with anything.
Yeah.
So thank you, Napster, I guess.
Thank you, kind of. I mean, BitTorrent is a good service. It's nice to be able to, in the abstract, because I'm definitely not doing this on this recording of what I do. No one who's listened to this podcast has ever done an illegal thing, and definitely no one who's currently talking. Yeah, BitTorrent is a great service for other people to download movies and such. Spotify, less so. Pretty evil company. So
I've only used BitTorrent to download legal Linux distributions. But yeah, that's our little music history. And I was going to do a different webcomic, but then I remembered there's a crossover in this selection. So I had to scramble and research a different webcomic.
Oh dear. Well, I look forward to whatever that other one was next week.
Yeah. Well, this week we're going to be talking about Funny Farm by Ryan Smith from all the way back in 1999.
Tell me about Funny Farm.
Yeah. Yeah, I will note that this is a character that shows up for like one page in a sort of crossover as a joke in this. But yeah, Funny Farm. You're gonna be shocked by this, but it starts as Gag-A-Day kind of comic.
Yeah.
That slowly builds up stories over time.
Oh my god.
But what if everybody in it? Well, actually, what if some of the people were in it were funny animals?
Hence the title.
Yeah. But like at one point the author said that actually technically everyone in the comic is a human, but anyone who's an animal is purely for symbolic reasons. On the other hand, the author also had a Yerf page, so...
A what?
Yerf. It's a fur art website.
Okay, I'm
from
not
way back in the day.
I'm too young to know this.
True. You probably don't even know about VCL.
I know what VCL is.
Yeah. What's VCL? I'm gonna quiz you right now.
It's the Vixen controlled library or something, isn't it? Or central library?
Yes.
I forget. Okay. It's not the other VCL.
Yeah, that one's VLC.
Yeah.
Totally different.
Well, I was thinking of like Visual Component Library, the like like the UI for Windows. Anyway, VCL. It was like an early like archive for like furry stories, wasn't it?
Also furry art.
Oh, okay.
It was the FurAffinity of its day.
Yeah. God, when does FurAffinity come around? It's gotta be like mid 2000s because it still looks like a website from the mid 2000s.
Yeah.
2005.
2004, 2000. Okay, yeah, it was like 4 or 5. But yeah, so yeah, this is, starts as like, a bunch of characters who are in a boarding house all together.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of bouncing off each other, and then like, you get weird terrorists, supercomputers trying to rule the world, corporations fighting for power and all that as it expands for 10 years and then ends. But then Smith brings it back and does like a reboot with his modern arts around let me see, when was that? Like 2016 or so, I think.
Yeah.
I forgot to write this down. And like goes through a whole thing and ends it again, but this time with so the Funny Farm has ended twice. And if you're gonna read it, I guess read the newer one.
Okay. It ended twice, which is 2 more times than most web comics.
Yeah, and like Smith's now got like 3 webcomics going on at the same time. Cursed Dragons, Storm Wolves, and Banished.
Mm-hmm.
And all of them have the funny animal of some kind, as you might guess.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they're still in the business, still doing work.
Good for them.
And it's been your quick webcomic history of that. It was not like the hugest webcomic of its time, but it was around.
Mm-hmm.
And it was on Keenspot.
Yeah, that's I believe how the author was like aware of it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think David Willis is a furry, but there's no way of knowing.
No, not really, but knows what a furry is.
Yeah,
as we know from Joyce the Squirrel.
Yeah.
But yeah, that catches us up on a quick little webcomic history. So tell us, what happened this week?
All right, this week in It's Walky. I had to remember because it very briefly becomes Roomies again. This week in It's Walky, Squad 128 get a psych eval, but it's determined therapy isn't worth the expense. Walky tries to woo Joyce, but they mostly just eat McDonald's. Aliens attack Florida. Head alien is after the power booster rod, and now has new mechs, rather, that can't be controlled by the telekinetic abductees.
Mm-hmm.
Joyce is incapacitated, and it seems all is lost. Meanwhile, Walky has learned of Joyce's classified past and has ran off to Roomies. We meet up with the gang, with Danny, Joe, Billy, Howard, etc. Have antics, get a little gay again, finally, although still frustratingly hetero. Back at Head Alien's hideout in Florida, the semi-squads have been captured and are being killed one by one until Joyce manages to escape and free everyone. Head Alien, thwarted again, speaks to his mysterious superior. Walky comes back to Semi, Sal learns to be nicer, everyone dresses up as Pokemon for Halloween, Joyce reminisces, and Beef grunts.
He sure does grunt.
I think that's everything. I think that's the major arcs that happen.
Yeah, that's all the important parts.
Yeah. No, it's a pretty low-key week, other than all the deaths that happen.
Yeah, other than the 5 to 15 people that died.
Yeah.
But, well, that's why they got the high number of squads.
Semi's got a small population and Head Alien's going for him fast.
It turns out all of Denver is actually part of Semi. That's how many people they're going through a week. But yeah, that started off this week. Keenspot did a free comic book day anthology, which is... do you know what free comic book day is?
I think I can tell from the name, but tell me some more.
All right, so like once a year, like DC and Marvel will like put out like a free comic to get people like hooked on reading comics.
Mm-hmm.
And like a bunch of other people in the comic industry have like, also done that, as, we need to get people into these comic book stores so they can actually buy things.
Yeah.
And KeenSpot was like, even though we're online and already free, we're going to do that too. Because we need, it's advertising.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how well the advertising did.
And yeah,
also,
sorry.
Yeah, also KeenSpot's like output was not exactly what you would call the normal comic book shop guy's cup of tea.
Mm-hmm.
It was gag comics and sometimes like romantic comics where people made kissy faces at each other.
How scandalous.
Yeah. That's for girls.
Yeah. It's cool that we have Webtoon now for all the girl comics of kissy faces and such.
Yeah. Yeah, and the Webtoon and Tapas are just eating traditional comics lunch.
Yeah. It sounds like people want to see kissing.
Yeah. People actually like romance.
Yeah.
Weird. Especially if if you can have romance and also people punch things, even better.
Yeah. I mean, there's something for everyone there.
Yeah.
Whether you're a lover or a fighter.
Let me tell you about the good X-Men. Not done. I already told you about all the good X-Men's. That's all I had to. There's none of them.
Yeah, they're few and far between. They do exist, but you have to dig for them.
Yeah. But yeah, this first like webcomic is from 2004, and you can tell instantly by looking at the art.
Yeah, it's way better. It's in grayscale as opposed to colored with a marker.
Mm-hmm. There's not even any cross hatching.
No, you don't need it, because you can just put stuff in different shades of grey to tell if it's darker or lighter or in the background or whatever.
Yeah, so head aliens here with the some robots just, messing things up, asking for the Robert's Raw. Mm-hmm. And turns out has a specific plan for Sal. Just Sal.
Yeah. It's formation.
I mean, she does kill a lot of people.
Yeah.
And also the Simi's brilliant plan of how to like make people not think about alien attacks is just Mike pulls out a knife and threatens people.
Yeah, it's not an especially technologically facilitated strategy, but they just threaten people to keep quiet. I don't think this is going to last very long. The reason they have to do this is because they're fighting all the mechs like right next to a highway in Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
People are just like looking at it as they drive past.
It's okay. It's Ohio. Nothing important has ever happened in Ohio.
Yeah. But the reason this is drawn attention to is because they're being judged by some kind of adjudicator who's doing the titular psych evaluation that this is named after.
And also they're fighting outside of a Waffle House.
Yeah, there's a big Waffle House sign. Before it was a meme. That's crazy. How did he know?
But yeah, it's a quick run through to give everybody what their bits are, and the joke is just the therapy bills will be way too much for all these weirdos.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's cheaper to just fix everything than it is to make these people normal and such, so that when they fight the aliens, they don't smash a bunch of shit. As the author said, this is why we never see anybody in therapy.
Mm-hmm. And we go from that to just Walky being gross again.
Yeah. I did want to say, also, we had a joke in this about British being a psychological problem. That's pretty funny.
It's true.
He's just like going through like all of the issues people have, and then for Jason it's just that he's British. It's true, you do get... Sorry.
He's not just regular British, he is clinically British.
He really is. He thinks he's James Bond. Which is a problem. It can lead to issues such as, chronic drinking, domestic abuse, getting shot.
Wearing a dumb tie.
Yeah.
Or a bow tie, sorry.
Yeah, being thrown out of an Aston Martin via the ejector seat, etc.
Mm-hmm. Look, it could be worse. He could have been Austin Powers.
When does that come out? Because
it's been out already.
yeah, it's 1997, I think. Okay. I'm surprised there aren't sort of like Austin Powers like style jokes then at Jason's expense regarding his James Bondness.
There's been like one or two, but not many.
Yeah, it's kind of just like he's dressed like that, and the story doesn't really like comment on it that much.
Look, the joke's already there. You don't need to drive into the ground. We've got other jokes to drive into the ground.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like as you say, Walky being gross.
Yeah. Look, at least he's not eating his own vomit this time.
Yeah. This is just like regular like boy gross rather than like truly awful shit.
Yeah, and he's just, bouncing around trying to like woo Joyce, but in the most like I am 6 or 7 years old kind of way.
Yeah, he's just like trying to get her attention and then doesn't know what to do once he gets her attention.
And it's really bad that Sal, of all people, has to be the voice of reason.
Yeah, I suppose impulsively violent as she is the only person here that we know has had a semi-successful relationship. So who else is Walky going to talk to for advice?
True. It was a relationship with Danny, though. So.
That's Danny's fault. That's not Sal's fault.
Look. She picked him.
Yeah, but what? Who else are you gonna pick?
True. Of the options there in that high school, there were not many good ones.
Yeah.
What you gonna do? Pick Mary?
Well,
definitely not gonna pick Joe.
No, definitely not. He's picking other people.
But yeah, this whole like little plot line is very much just like making fun of Walky's immaturity.
Yeah.
Although Joyce is very oblivious herself.
She really is. Especially considering a large part of her personality before this was how much she was, desperate to like be in a relationship with Danny. I guess the mind wipe has like successfully taken that out of her. That's the most like major thing about her character that's changed, I guess. Because other than that, she's still a silly little guy who likes plushies and stuff.
Yeah, she look the burn the boy crazy out of her. I'm sure that won't come back. Don't worry about it.
Okay, well, noting that down in big capital letters, this doesn't come back.
Yeah, don't look for when this comes back. It just definitely won't be important.
I'm going to be so confused in like 4 weeks when I just look back through my notes and I see in big capital letters, this doesn't come back. I'm writing insane letters to myself.
Yeah, and on the Sunday strips, we're getting a lot of like more experimentation with panel layout.
Mm-hmm.
But like the panel reading order is just kind of awkward.
Yeah,
which happens when you experiment.
Yeah, it is a bit difficult at times to know which order they're in, whether you're going left to right or up to down.
Mm-hmm.
But as you said, it's experimenting and it's pushing it a bit, so it's cool. It's cool to see. I think it is interesting though, knowing what Dumbing of Age looks like. That goes back to the more like sort of straightforward like left to right, just like panel sequence. I assume occasionally it like experiments with it a bit, but that's like much more like straightforward than some of the like weirder ones in this.
Mm-hmm.
I guess because it works and it doesn't need to be flashy for the story that it's telling.
Yeah, and like Dumb of Age just doesn't do the Sunday strip format, so there's not as much room for the more involved panel layouts.
Yeah,
you need at least 2 columns for that, or 2 rows, one of those two. do enjoy the dumb thing of Walky saying she deserves quality chicken with no steroids and no hormones because she can. Don't worry, it's a commercial you don't remember.
Yeah, I'm not familiar. What is that?
Okay, all right. Tyson Chicken is a chicken brand that you'll buy like a 10-pound bag of leg quarters or something, and it'll be from Tyson.
Mm-hmm.
And don't look up anything about the Tyson's slaughtering plants unless you want to feel sad.
Oh,
And not necessarily for the chickens.
knowing that.
Yeah, there was one of those plants in my hometown. But yeah, we'll move on for the horrors of capitalism.
Yeah,
again.
I mean that's one of the fastest ways to like become vegetarian is to see what goes into in the process of like making meat. It's horrifying and upsetting. Anyway, the reason this comes up is because Walky goes with Joyce to McDonald's basically. I think
to try and get Hello Kitty Happy Meals.
Yeah, although unfortunately they end up with after a long absence, a Transformers reference. They end up with Night Scream and Optimus Primal instead of the Hello Kitty that Joyce wanted.
Yeah. It's okay, nobody remembers Night Scream. But Optimus Primal is the coolest monkey.
Mm-hmm.
Monkey, not truck. For those not in the know, truck, not monkey was a thing that Transformers fans would say because they didn't like that Beast Wars was beast themed, and the Optimus in that was a gorilla.
I see.
It's important to understand that forums in the aughts were silly places. But yeah, this is the most normal, like, the two of them have been. They just sit down, have a nice meal together, talk about stuff, enjoy each other's company.
Yeah, I really quite like this. It's quite sweet. They're just, like, talking about, not really, like, getting on with, like, any of the rest of the team. Joyce talks about, like, not remembering anything and not knowing who she's supposed to be.
Yeah.
It's quite sweet.
Yeah, once Walky gets out of his head, he can act like a normal human being.
Yeah.
Too bad they don't have any chemistry and they never get together.
I assume not. I assume it's called Joyce and Walky because they're like fighting each other. It's like spy versus spy.
Exactly.
But yeah, as a result, this spurs Walky to break into the classified documents at Semi and retrieve Joyce's file, of which she was previously. It was previously said that she is not allowed to know about her previous life.
Although to go a little back, I do enjoy the incredibly blurry thing of Joyce trying to remember the roomies.
Yeah, it's quite cool as a like aesthetic decision that it's pixelated. Also, just like really pretty colors in that panel. I know obviously this is like recolored later on. I imagine the original was awful. To put it bluntly, but the blues and greens here are quite nice.
Yeah, like it was all digital color, and like those files were way too small to like upscale. Which also happens with the text on the case file he breaks out that had to all be redone. Yeah, it turns out like 100 by 200 pictures, images don't have a lot of like pixels to go around for text. But yeah, he gets in his cool truck and takes off to some kind of college.
Yeah, he takes off to Indiana, which is where he knows some friends of Joyce were. So he's going to try and find out more about her from them. I wonder who they'll be.
Yeah. Who knows? But and instead of following him, first aliens.
Aliens. Wake up, Joyce. Aliens are in Florida. We're on duty.
I need a 8 to 5 job.
Oh, this poor girl. She's on a 0 hours contract and she has to fight aliens.
It's okay. She doesn't get paid for it either. Well, she's dead, so you don't have to pay dead people.
That's fucked up. I hope they don't do that in real life, where they like legally kill you, and now they can enlist you in the skeleton war without pay.
Yeah. We get close to it in America, but we'll skip that one.
Yeah. Anyway, this is our next story arc where they have to go fight aliens in Florida without Walky.
And they are like fighting every second. Almost like there's like, getting tired of all this fighting. And so turning the dial up.
Yeah, there's a lot of like bickering with each other, and a lot more swearing. I did notice, and so does the author of like talking about like feeling more confident in their pushing what they felt like they were allowed to do.
Yeah, swearing like "damn it."
Yeah, and penis.
I do enjoy like they show up and then with the other group that's on the roof and jump off the roof because it would be cool. And between that and the next page, Willis is like, "This is about where I decided that all the alien abductees have super strength."
Mm-hmm. Except for
because I want to do the cool superhero stuff. And you know what? Cool superhero stuff is cool.
Yeah. Because you get like the cool action poses out of it. You get like that shot of them like leaping off the building with Sal in front and then everyone behind her. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I said as I was interrupting you with, except of course for Jason, who is not technically an abductee, who was he was just with Sal when they got recruited by Semi.
Yeah, he's just British.
Yeah, so he has to be lowered down by Joyce with her jetpack, which is quite cute. And also this is set up for a later payoff.
Mm-hmm.
How cool is that? Story structure.
I love setup with payoff later.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. This is like solid action and like solid, panels and framing and how it's blocked together, and also just like the bickering is fun.
Yeah. Mike continues to be a jerk.
Yeah, they find the unconscious Squad 283 and he just like kicks them.
Yeah.
What's his fucking problem?
We'll have to find out.
Yeah. But
it's okay. He was kicking an online friend of the author unconscious, so it's fine.
Yeah, this is cute. All of Squad 283 are people that the author knew at the time.
Speaking of setup, there's also a giant robot foot in this building.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure that won't come up later. And then it's back to Walky, and here's what that reference was.
Yeah, for our Sunday strip, we get him on the road, having some car trouble. And he runs into Mavis from Funny Farm. Oh my god.
Yeah.
He's driven into another comic.
That's the great thing about a road trip. You can just meet up with somebody in the middle of nowhere and then go on, and it doesn't really have to affect your comic or theirs. Mm-hmm. Yeah, hopefully there's not a really much longer running crossover coming up in an episode or two.
Well, that's intriguing.
Yeah.
I think you may have mentioned this last time when I tried to figure out what it could be.
And the answer is you'll never guess unless you actually look.
Yeah. I hope it's CAD.
But hey, Head Alien's here. And he's just kind of here. Not doing like his most extreme bits, just normal bits.
Yeah, he's very tired, I suppose, from his mechs being defeated again.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, oh, I'm sick of this. When's one of my backup plans gonna work?
Well, he does at least make his mechs where they don't get controlled by the abductees anymore.
Yeah, he's rewired them or something. Exactly how that works is unclear, but again, doesn't matter.
But everybody was bickering too much, and they all get caught.
Yeah, Joyce gets knocked out. She gets kicked or something, or picked up and thrown by one of the mechs.
Yeah, just tossed.
Yeah, and as she's blacking out, Sal's trying to wake her up, and Head Alien is gloating for having defeated them.
And we cut to black.
Yeah.
And
what's gonna happen?
What's gonna happen is roomies.
It's roomies. Two.
The most frightening thing that could happen.
Yeah. What are our titular roomies doing first time we see them. They're putting porn up on the walls again.
Look, a swimsuit poster is not porn.
I mean, it's not, but that just makes it extra strange. We're putting up like tasteful images of alluring women on our dorm room.
Yeah.
Or house, in fact, because sorry.
Yeah, they're in the house now.
Yeah, Joe, Danny, Billy, and Howard, of all people, have moved to a shared house instead of a dorm room.
Well, yeah, they're like seniors now. I don't know why Joe's still here.
Yeah, I guess he didn't end up moving to that engineering college. I don't know what he's doing. Maybe he is at the engineering college, wherever that is, and is taking a really long commute from that house.
Yeah, he just gets on his flying scooter.
Oh yeah, he could do that. Fuck, I hope that comes back.
and also, we got to be mean to Howard.
Yeah, this I'm not so keen on. Is that Howard is like once again relegated to being bullied, mostly by Joe, especially since last we saw of him was like Danny stopping him being bullied. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It was nice to see like Danny stand up for someone else and say, hey, this shouldn't be allowed, and now he's in a house where it's allowed. Feels like it's like going back on some character development.
Mm-hmm.
And for the sake of like some not especially good comedy as well, which is just like what if this like younger adult was being bullied by this big guy.
Yeah. Speaking of not especially good comedy, the Billy's glasses arc.
Yeah, this sucks. I really don't care for this. Billy needs glasses. And instead of getting contacts, she gets glasses, which everyone finds really attractive. So they just sexually harass her for a bit. It's awful.
Yeah. Yes, and the author and all of us agree that this would have been better without this.
Yeah, I'm glad they find this extremely uncomfortable at times. I don't know what compelled them to write it originally.
It was the style of the time.
Yeah. That, and I guess it's just like that's what like these characters would do. Or at the very least is what they did, the kind of thing they did originally. So it's a little bit of a shame to not see them having progressed at all. But maybe they will, eventually.
But after that little arc, Billy and Walky meet for the first time ever in the comic, ever.
Mm-hmm.
Except if you count the reading order we've done so far, where they've met before. But don't worry about that.
Yeah. Regardless, they know each other. Although
Yeah.
I don't think it's elaborated upon here why they know each other.
And also, I enjoy like this Walky pulling up and just like dousing Mary without even noticing.
Yeah, Mary's here. We see her like walk past Billy before Walky shows up. What's going on with Mary? Because as the author points out, chronologically, she should like either have a child by now, or had an abortion of some kind. And that feels like significant for that character, like either of those two. So maybe we'll find out more about her. But as it is, she just like gets soaked and left behind, which isn't very nice. But I don't know. She's not a good person, so it's hard to like feel especially bad for her. But like, it's I don't know that combined with like Billy, the other like notable like woman character here being mistreated didn't sit right with me.
I mean, that's totally fair, but like, at least Walky and Billy have a good back and forth.
Yeah, these two are cute together. The way they bicker and like catch up on each other's history.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we do learn they went to school together.
Mm-hmm. And they talked maybe just once. Where Walky says, hi Billy, and she says, don't talk to me, geek, as she goes off to cheerleader practice.
Mm-hmm. But of course, Walky just keeps asking people, and like, he's not asking people correctly about if they know Joyce. So we get a little bit of comedy of errors. Because everyone involved, of course, knows her, but Walky's not good conversation.
Yeah, he's a bit dim, and we love him for it. But He's not managing to achieve the thing he set out for, despite managing to stumble upon the people that know Joyce.
Well, everybody does get a little sidetracked with Danny's bisexual awakening.
Yeah, this is fun. Danny sees Walky and immediately clocks that he looks like Sal. And has can't speak. Has, as the author points out, his first sort of awareness of his own bisexuality. It seems that's nice. I hope that comes back.
Yeah, give it about 15 years.
Yeah, I imagine it will take a while. But the fact that it's alluded to here is nice.
I also do enjoy the comic with Walky trying to draw Joyce.
Yeah, this is cute. He's trying to draw the person that he's looking for, and it's a really rough squiggle. And Billy's like, try giving it more detail, and he draws a realistic portrait of Joyce. And they're like, I don't think I've ever seen anyone look like that before in my whole life. It's too abstract, I guess. That's cute.
It's a good bit.
Yeah. I know. I love a good art style joke.
But yeah, the Billy and Walky fight for a bit, and somehow Billy keeps up, despite his alien strength. Yeah,
she's just so powerful. She's filled with rage, and that lets her fight back against Walky.
But finally, Walky figures out how to communicate and does the Joyce smile at Joe.
Yeah, again another fun little art style joke, which is he does the triangular grin that Joyce is known for, and they clock it immediately.
Yeah, then he gets pinned to the wall, anime style. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, there's no kissing involved. We get a few jokes about them being horrible friends to Joyce.
They really were. They were fucking awful to her. It also, I don't know. This is the first they learn that she's not a missionary in Africa, which was the cover story. That they just believed.
Yeah, and the Walky finds out that Danny and Joyce relationship ?
Yeah, he figures that out. I forget exactly how this goes. And as such, he ends up a little bit jealous of Danny having managed to do that, despite the fact that he didn't do anything. Joyce was just obsessed with him.
Yeah, they just say that the Joe just says that she had a big crush on Danny. Mm-hmm. And we also get a flashback to the night Ruth the sacrifices herself. Mm-hmm. And,
we get. Oh, sorry.
And it's the Great Shit Shower of 1999.
Yeah, that's a hell of a vulgar name for it. Again though, more swearing.
Yeah,
we're getting a little bit, especially later on, a little bit Has-Been Hotel with it, in terms of the amount of swearing that there is, with the author being like, I can swear now. Let me just put it in every other line. My name is Walky. I am your bitch. Sorry, where was I? Yeah, we get a flashback to Ruth's death, but Walky himself does not learn of it. It's alluded to by the other characters, but not spelled out. Although, of course, Walky knows Ruth because she was his babysitter. Although not at this point, because that's a later comic reinsert.
Yes. Yeah, imagine if Walky had to find out about that now too.
Yeah, that'd be rough for him. I assume, given how it's talked about by the author, that they knew each other quite well. It wasn't just a babysitter occasionally situation. It was they were acquaintances.
Yeah, we get a fun little joke that Walky's email address is semi.gov.
Yeah, dwalkerton@semi.gov, of which Billy is a little bit baffled by, so he decides to give her his other regular Hotmail address. That's cute. I like that. And also, again, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Again, further confirmation of what I thought, which is the Semi is an actual official government institution. It's not just it's not a secret organization. It's part of the U.S. government.
Yeah, we'll skip over the last Billy with glasses joke and get right into
Yeah.
definitely not Christian symbolism.
Oh my god.
No, it is explicitly not crucifixion-y.
Yeah. What perfect timing that we would talk about this on Easter.
Yeah.
That an explicitly not Christian thing would happen.
Yeah.
For context, sorry.
Yeah. Happy harrowing of hell, everyone.
happy harrowing of hell. Something I learned about just before we started recording. I'm a terrible Christian. Not least because I'm not a Christian at all.
I was about to say, you gotta be one to be bad at it.
Yeah. I suppose all non-Christians are really bad at it. Or maybe they're really good at it by accident, on account of, the, like, not killing, not coveting their neighbours' things, etc. It's just they don't do the main thing of, believing in Jesus. Anyway, for context, all of the, like, members of Semi have been captured by the aliens and have been put, they've been, like, pinned against a wall in, like, these, sort of, like, metal braces. It's hard to describe exactly. I'll just include a visual of it. But the author realized upon doing it that they were looking a little bit crucifixy. And given their like religious beliefs at the time, they decided that that was not acceptable for whatever reason, be it like because it was heretical or just an uncomfortable association, and so has them sort of like contorted with like their knees up, in a like squatting position, in order to make it look a little bit less so.
Yeah, this is no Ultraman.
Yeah.
And yeah, what they've got on their arms is the classic sci-fi power blocking arm bracers that you see in X-Men and DC all the time. Mm-hmm. Although they don't actually block the powers, they're just overly sized sci-fi arm cuffs.
Yeah, you can sort of intuit what they are without explanation, which is good visual storytelling for a comic. That's just a straight up compliment for this. Is that I gathered what was going on. It does remind me a little bit of the Lego movie when they all get captured by Lord Business and pinned against the wall.
That was clearly a reference to this.
It may well have been, because that movie was made by some fucking dorks.
I mean, a thing Willis creates does get a reference in anime, so...
Oh, that's awesome. Good for them. Anyway, they're woken up by Head Alien, who reveals what his plan is here, which is that because his bases were destroyed, he's lost the information that he had gathered on humans that would help facilitate his invasion. But each of the abductees has a little bit of that information in them, and so he's going to extract it from them. A process which I don't know if it kills them explicitly, but they are also killed. So I don't know if he extracts it and then just electrocutes them, or if it's like sucking their brains out.
It doesn't kill them, but he kills them afterwards.
Yeah. Okay.
Just because why not?
Yeah, I mean, you eliminate them if you're getting the information back. You don't need them anymore, because clearly whatever the original plan was, which is to use the like mind controlled abductees, has failed. There's no way of like mind controlling them.
Mm-hmm. A good thing he rage striped his backup across a bunch of abductees.
Yeah, I don't know what he's going to do if then the information gets restored, or the restored information gets destroyed again. But fuck it, maybe it'll work this time.
Yeah, and it turns out we get it back again. The hills are alive with the sound of music, which is explicitly now like part of the mind washing washing process of when they were abducted, instead of just funny torture. Yeah,
as the author says, this is all kinds of tonally dissonant.
Yeah, but it's the tonal dissonance, the kind of tonal dissonance that I enjoy.
Yeah, I'm not so hot on it, but I'm glad you're enjoying it.
Yeah. Look, I'm a big fan of when two extremely opposite tones are just smashing into each other.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, same. It's just I think it's a little bit like clumsy here for me, because I don't know. It's just a very common thing with when like webcomics go through the Cerebus syndrome, is that they have the dark story where deaths and such happen, but they maintain the silly bullshit into it, and so each like the silly bullshit is given narrative prominence, and it's like hard to take it seriously, I guess.
Yeah, just wait till next episode when we get some real silly bullshit.
Oh boy. I'm intrigued now. Again, not hating it, not being like this is awful. It's like I can feel the way that this is imperfect. But maybe we'll get better. I'm excited.
But yeah, it turns out Joyce is immune. A thing that has been brought up before.
Yeah, it is at least like managing to like pay off setups. It is cleverly constructed. But she, as immune as she may be, she's feeling very down on herself. She doesn't have the strength, as she says. But Jason's up next, so she's got to do something. Otherwise, Jason's gonna die.
Yeah, and then Sal decides to insult her to get her angry. And it works.
Yeah, she calls her worthless, and she's not even trying. She manages to break out. She's, to quote her, she's sick and tired of being called dumb and worthless.
Yeah, I have 0 past, no family, and I live with the likes of you. Maybe if you all weren't such crass a-holes, I'd want to save your sorry rears. Joyce? What? Direct that anger that away. Oh, right.
Yeah, she starts attacking Head Alien, not realizing she should probably start saving people first, because the machine is still operating. And it goes to... I can't speak. It goes to suck the information out of Jason, but pay off again, because he's not an abductee. He doesn't have any information in him, so it malfunctions. I don't know, that's nice. That's clever.
And they also don't kill him, because they're like, we need... Since this is going on, we need to focus on getting the information first.
Yeah, it moves on to the next person, which, you know... threat still, but it delays it a bit, gives Joyce some time.
And we get the quick little fact. Hey, this storyline is named Hurricane Joyce, and there was a Hurricane Joyce in October 2000. Really hard to like resist that naming when you had a character named Joyce who's gonna go crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty clever. It's a good title.
Yeah, and Joyce is about to just obliterate Head Alien with her comically huge gun. Unfortunately, she did not stop his mouth.
What's he gonna say?
And he triggers her memory that actually no, you wiped your own memory. I just gave you the means. That's it's real hard to keep angry when you got to be angry at something.
She decided her life was so horrible that she'd rather erase every memory than go on. And this brings her to tears, and she can't kill Head Alien. She's so depressed over this.
Yeah. And uncharacteristically, Head Alien doesn't stay there and gloat and watch her cry. Instead, just books it.
Yeah. So I think he realizes he's fucked when everyone else breaks out, so he just runs off.
We got a good line from Joyce. I always hoped that in my previous life, I'd find comfort instead of distance and alienation.
Zing. This is sweet, because, they're standing there, like Jason, Mike and Sal, and Sal goes to comfort her, and it's just this, like, quiet little panel of them hugging. I really like this. Again, as much as I was, like, down on the narrative, the big plot stuff, the little character moments I really love. I think it's doing, like, quite good stuff here that's quite sweet, and there's bits of it that like really work for me and I really like. And then after this we get Sal thinking to herself, a really like lovely like colored Sunday strip.
Yeah, nice sunset colors or sunrise colors, one of those suns.
Yeah, it's beautiful, like sort of pinks and oranges. I really like this.
And everybody learned that they got to get together and be a found family.
Yeah. Again, this is sweet. That Sal realizes, hey, maybe I shouldn't be so distant for everyone. Maybe this team shouldn't be so like hostile to each other and argumentative, and maybe we should be more friendly and be like a family. It's nice. And
then we go back to Head Alien, and who's this? Who's this mysterious figure?
Oh my god. He's fiddling with a computer, and then he gets a broadcast from some shadowy figure.
Yeah, sure's got a big square head like Robovac.
Oh, don't say that. in my notes, I've called him Mr. Shadow, in reference to the bit in Fifth Element where Zor gets called by the planet. But as is, we don't know who this guy is, other than he's a mysterious rectangular figure.
And has some kind of powers to hack communication and all that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he lets Head Alien know that he's the one in control.
Also, Hooper's here with a chainsaw.
Yeah, Hooper shows up. Who's Hooper? I assume he's one of Semi, but I can't remember if Hooper's come up before.
Yeah, he's I'm pretty sure he's also one of the online friends.
Okay, that would make sense. So the part of 283. Yeah, he kicks in the door with a chainsaw, which, I mean, that's very funny to imagine Semi allowing him on a mission with that as a weapon.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, it works for what it's doing here, which is terrifying Head Alien.
Mostly annoying him.
Yeah. So yeah, someone's directing Head Alien on what to do and is displeased with his failures. So we'll learn more about what's going on with that in the future. But for now, that's where it leaves off.
Yeah, and then we get Walky naked.
Yeah, he's back at Semi, and I guess he would, or not at Semi, at the dorms that Squad 128 have been using, and I guess he saw an opportune moment with everyone absent to just chill around the house naked, as we've all done, I imagine.
Yeah. Yeah. What? Why wear clothes if there's no one else around? Unless it's cold, I guess.
Yeah. Well, they're in Colorado, so I don't know what the temperature's like in Colorado in warm.
Yeah, I don't know either. I was there. It was in August. It was pretty hot, but it's August.
Yeah, because Colorado's climate's quite weird because it has because it's a decent ways inland, but it has mountains and stuff. So it's it has a desert that just goes straight into snow. It's quite strange. It's a pretty state, really gorgeous place. I just don't know what the average temperature is year round.
No, we'll just have to ask Google later.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got people dressing up as the Pokemans, just like the author.
Adorable. We see there's a little picture of them in the
it is very adorable.
double denim Pokemon outfit. Yeah, this is sweet. Jason asked why they're in costume and they a little old, and that's very funny considering as we've said before, he's dressed as James Bond. You're in a fucking costume, dude.
But yeah, we get back to Joyce and Danny, or Daniel, the puppy.
Yeah, she's playing.
Look at that little puppy.
It's adorable. They're so happy. It's more clear that they're a Dalmatian now because we've moved to Prismacolor for grayscale, and so we can see its very faint spots.
And Joyce is feeling bad about getting super angry and exploding.
Yeah, this is nice. She apologizes. Sal, tries to reconcile with her, although doesn't give away her history just yet.
Also, Willis says that with the way I have to scan these now, some of the blue underpencils will show up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
because they're in grayscale.
Yeah, it's kind of scrappy looking, but I don't hate it. I think this is it's charming with how rough it is with the colors. Mm-hmm. You can see the felt lines. I don't know, the fact that it's handmade and scanned in, I appreciate. It's nice to see the artwork be made in it.
Yeah, and then we get a little storyline of how's Walky gonna break this to Joyce about having met her former dorm mates? Friends? ? And
also how sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
And also how envious he is of Danny.
Oh yeah. And he does actually build up the courage and tries to do it, and then Joyce says no. So we don't have to be mean to Walky. It's nice to not have to be mean to a character every so often. Yeah,
it's nice. I'm repeating myself, but this character stuff with them talking to each other is quite good. There's still drama going on, but it's low key. It's the characters are sad and not knowing how to deal with their feelings. It's good stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And we end with the Pokemon beef. who evidently had a thing for Billy.
Yeah. Yeah, they know each other somehow. I forget how, but I don't think it's really alluded to here. Or if it is, it's communicated via grunts.
Yeah. Beef's his twin, so they both went to school together along with Billy.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Sorry, his de-twinned brother.
Yeah, I remembered that they were twins, but I was like, I didn't think through like what the consequences of that would be. I guess they were like both. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I guess they were like both abducted together with Joyce simultaneously. Then.
Well, we do see Walky get abducted and Beef's not there.
Yeah. Okay. Independent of each other, then.
Yeah. Hey, maybe we'll find out more about their family later on.
Maybe.
But yeah, that brings us to the end of this week.
Yeah, there's one little extra thing I want to mention in the second and last panel, which is where Walky and Joyce are like talking, and Joyce talks about how all her memories are like painful, like everything she remembers hurts her more. And Walky asks her like, really, like all your memories bad? And we see in a little thought bubble that she's like thinking of when they were abducted together, and they're like looking at each other. Or she's looking at him and he's, just sort of blankly staring in his Walky way. She says, well, maybe. So, I don't know, that's sweet. That she has at least one happy memory.
Yeah, I do also love how they're drawn. little baby walking Joyce.
Yeah, they're very bobblehead. It's cute.
Would thump them on their head and make their heads jiggle back and forth.
Do not pick them up by that. That's their antenna. They will get brain damage. Put your hand out. Let them crawl on.
I mean, it kind of is their antenna. They do have the power to control machines.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, anything else you want to bring up?
Is there anything else? I'll have a quick flip through. I don't think there is, because this is... I got through this pretty quick, and I didn't take loads of notes. It's mostly on just like the stuff that happens. Yeah, nothing super stands out to me this week. Not to say it was bad. Just that lots of plot and lots of characters talking. What about you?
Yeah, I think that covers about everything I wanted to bring up. So tell me, what did you bring for class today? For the class.
For my recommendation, I am going to... Let me check the title of this, because I always get it mixed up. I'm going to recommend Shadowplay, written by Alan Moore and illustrated by Bill Sienkiewicz.
Okay.
Apologies if that's not the correct pronunciation. It is the first and longest comic in Brought to Light, which is a anthology of various slim graphic novels. It is. I feel this is appropriate because it's about conspiracy and the U.S. government. It is the history of the CIA and its involvement in Vietnam and Iran-Contra. That is framed as a conversation between a sort of anthropomorphized eagle representing the CIA and a character in a bar who we see the story from in first person. And it is recounting all of the various evil shit that the CIA has got up to. One of the more haunting visuals in it is the way that the Eagle character describes how many people were killed. Is that there is a diagram of an Olympic-sized swimming pool full of blood that represents 20,000 dead. It's really quite gruesome and awful. And I felt this was relevant also. That specific image of the swimming pool full of blood got used in some of the promotional material for Kid A, the Radiohead album. Which is how I was aware of this graphic novel. But yeah, really striking art style. It's kind of splattery, I guess. I don't know how to describe it. It is really all over the place. The paneling is quite insane. It's overlaid. There's bits strips of newspaper that are cut out in order to visualize various things. It's It's gorgeous. As like as grim as the subject matter is, I've never seen anything like it. Yeah, pretty heavy in terms of what it's about. But that's my recommendation this week is Shadowplay by Alan Moore.
Okay. I've got something a bit lighter, but slightly longer this time. There's this little like underground comic called Elf Quest. Mm-hmm. It went on from like 1978 to like 2013. Now you think, Elf Quest, I wonder what that's about. It's about elves. And they do a quest. But there's multiple kinds of elves. There's your little tiny woodland elves and your giant tall space elves. All the kinds of elves. If you want to see what like underground comics were like in the 80s, in the fantasy genre, it's a good start because the authors have put all of it online for free. So technically, it's a webcomic now.
Yippee! That's so cool of them.
Yeah, it's nice when people do that, and it's like you got to keep it going somehow. And there's, despite like 13 tries, there's yet to be a ElfQuest movie.
Damn, they should keep trying to do that and keep failing.
Don't worry, they will. Just like Babylon 5 will keep failing to get a new thing.
Thank you for the recommendation. Yeah. And thank you for talking about It's Walky and brackets roomies again. I'm looking forward to where this is going. I'm looking forward to finding out what's up with Head Alien's mysterious superior. Sorry?
Yeah, see how far we can ratchet this up.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing Joyce and Walky's like relationship develop. I'm looking forward to seeing the team, what they're going to get up to now that they've decided to be a little bit less of dicks to each other. Mm-hmm. I'm looking forward to seeing like author like push themselves a bit more artistically and in terms of what they're willing to depict. Because as I said, a lot of swearing this week, a lot of action, and so I'm excited to see them develop, I guess.
Yeah, I think that brings us to a close for this week.
Thank you for listening.
Tune in next week where we're going to talk about more of this exact comic that we've been talking about for the past 9 episodes. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Same talkie RSS feed. Same whatever. Fuck.
Same talkie RSS feed. Same talkie time. Same talkie channel.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I see the future coming, but I don't know what to do with you now that you're mine. And everything's ending, we don't have the time. I must have been out of my mind, 'cause I finally have something I don't